Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
I want you, Captain America, to help me rebuild the Avengers.
The Avengers?
Yes, sir.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
When I became president, first thing I asked was about the secrets. Aliens. Who killed JFK? You're the only one I really trust. I'd like to talk to you about the future.
Good afternoon, everybody. If you're a long-time WFAN listener, you'll get that. And if not, go look up Mike and the Mad Dog, and you'll get it.
Hi today,
Christopher. How you been, man?
I'm good, man. I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was different. A lot of transition going on. You know, our parents haven't been together for a while, so I was used to that. But you know, we usually go to my mom's, and we didn't because she's in the process of going into like a assisted living. So that was weird, and you know, not having certain people around who you're used to having around just threw things off a bit. But made the most of it. Hung out with the in-laws.
No, I get it. I mean, when we lived up there, you know, we had obviously the extended family, and like every year it was like dinner at my sister-in-law's house. The same, 30 people were there.
Yep.
And so coming down here, it's been kind of hit or miss, or who's going to be here, who's not going to be here. Fortunately, this year, like everybody came down, so
that's awesome.
Almost everybody. Brandon, my one son didn't make it down, but the girls made it down. My one grandson was here.
That's cool.
So almost everybody was here. Oh, we had a full house.
That sounds good. So that's what I matters. You know, the people that try to just enjoy the people that are there with you. So I'm glad you had that.
Yeah, and so it's been a crazy couple of weeks because 2 weeks ago, Jill and I took like a kind of mini vacation as well. It was like a work trip, but it was at a resort. So it was nice. So we got to go there down in Hollywood for a week. And then, the next week is Thanksgiving. And now next weekend we have a wedding to go to in up in the Panhandle. So it's times like this where you start to realize how big a state Florida is, coming from New England, where you could drive through like all 5 states in 6 hours. It's a little crazy because, Fort Lauderdale from here is 4 hours.
Jeez.
Where we're going, which is near Panama City, is almost 7 hours.
Dang.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine a couple of months ago who he texted me, a guy I used to work with up there. He's like, hey buddy, could you do a favor for me, for a friend of mine in Miami? And I'm like, bro, Miami's 5 hours from here. He's like, oh, okay, never mind.
I didn't realize it's that big.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were to drive from like Pensacola to Key West, which is about the extremes, it's probably close to 14 hours, all in Florida.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't even like driving an hour in Connecticut.
And the middle of, so when I go to Fort Lauderdale, I've done it a few times. I don't do like a lot of people do, like down the coast to Naples and then across Alligator Alley. I've done that, but I prefer to go through the middle of the state.
Why?
And the whole state's flat, but there's just nothing out there. I mean, especially when you get like south of Lake Okeechobee, it's just sugar fields and then the Everglades. Like literally that trip from South Harbor, which is the town on the bottom of Lake Okeechobee, down to 75 outside of Fort Lauderdale is like I don't know, it's like over an hour, and there's literally nothing there. You better have gas. You better have gone to the bathroom. You better have food. There's literally nothing on that road.
Dang. That's scary.
I mean, there's traffic. It's not like if you break down, there's not going to be, you have cell service and there's going to be people coming by, but there's no services. There's no businesses. There's no anything.
Nobody wants to pull something out there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Yeesh.
If you're going to dispose of a body, you might as well do it in the Everglades.
I mean, wouldn't the gators eat it too? So
Exactly.
all right, it all works out. You started Severance, and I want to lead off with that because
okay. Yeah, dude, I can't believe I've been sleeping on this for 3 years.
And I don't think I ever brought it up.
You didn't.
I watched it.
You didn't. I blame you for that.
My fault, man. My fault.
Literally the first 5 minutes, I'm like, I am 100. You know me, like usually I take like 2 or 3 episodes to warm up to a show. Like that first cold open where she wakes up on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. I'm 100% in.
And I think I'm going to go rewatch it because you're not too far in that I can't catch up. Yeah. So I kind of want to be on the same page as you. I can't wait till you get to season 2 because most shows, like there's usually a let off. You don't usually knock it out of the park season 1 and then come back and knock it out of the park again. And they did. Absolutely did. And John Turturro, shout out to him. Excellent actor.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, he's always great in whatever he does, but he's usually like, this is a character that I've not seen from him. Like usually he plays like an overconfident character.
Yep.
And Irv is kind of not that in a way.
So give me your thoughts, because it's hard for me to I can't say much because I don't want to spoil anything for you. So a couple of things. Like one, I think this is the kind of show like you and I like. Oh yeah, it's definitely our jam.
But it asks the same questions that like shows like Westworld or Pluribus to some degree, or I know you didn't watch it, but Alien Earth or some other movie, like some of the like Alex Garland stuff is like, what does it mean to be alive? And what does it mean to be a person? And, so you think like the more I think about it, like the crazier my head gets. Like imagine what it's like. And I'm going to assume people who are listening and watch it. Just give you a brief synopsis for if you didn't. They've developed this technology called Severance where when you go to work, like your work, when you're in work, you have no memories of who you are outside of work.
They have separated.
And when you're outside of work, you have no memories of what goes on in work. You're completely separate. And so from the point of view, so the people who are like the personality that's in work is your innie, and the person who goes home every night is your outie. So like from the point of view of the innie, from the person at work, like they never leave.
Yes. And that's terrifying.
So this works by there's a chip in your head and you go in this elevator and the elevator switches you. And then when you get to your floor, now you're your innie. Now you're the work person. So from their point of view, you get in the elevator, the doors close, the doors open up right away, and you have clean clothes on, and maybe you're not as tired as you were a second ago, and now you go back, and now you're still at work. Like you never leave work, which is like crazy,
terrifying. But I get it. Like I don't want to deal with that, so let me leave it to another part of my consciousness. So I get it. Like full transparency, I worked in a juvenile detention center for 12 years. And by the end of it, I absolutely hated it. Like, hated it. would I have wanted something like that?
So
Yes.
you would have gone for Severance at that point.
Yeah, but then there's another part of me that's like, but hold up. One person has to feel like they're never leaving this place. And I wouldn't want that for that, any Randell. So that's, the scary part of it, because any Randell is, even though it's me, that's another person. They got to deal with this. Like I have a saying, and I think a lot of people say, like, when you're about to make a decision, you probably shouldn't. But, well, this is a problem for future me to deal with. Right now,
yeah,
I don't care.
Right.
So
and that's kind of like you get the feeling of like the way the Audis feel is kind of like I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like so Helly, like the main character, one of the main characters is like, she's like you. She hates her job. She hates where she is. And she keeps trying to get out. And like her Audi self, Elena, like keeps telling her, it's like, no, I'm not quitting. I'm not resigning. I have no intention to resign. And then she tells her, like, you're not even a person. You don't make any decisions. I make all the decisions.
Oh man, I can't wait I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. But it's just like the more I think about it, I can't stop thinking about it. Like it's so thought provoking and so like I think this is going to be a show like Westworld where like every little detail is going to matter.
Yes.
Like every person you meet is going to matter somehow.
Completely agree.
And so like I'm already thinking about like, so this is the one where the last one I watched, I think it's episode 6, is the one where her sister gave birth, like goes to like the birthing cabin.
Yes.
And she meets the woman next door. And I'm like, that person, I don't know who she is, but she's going to be important in the story somehow. It's like one of those.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like you could tell there's people like the counselor, right? Mrs. Casey. Like you don't bring in Dyken Lockman if you're just have her do what she's doing so far.
Marvel would.
What?
Marvel would.
Well, Marvel would. Okay, Marvel would. But I don't know if Apple would.
Let's kill Kobe Smulders
See, now I need Severance.
In a throwaway.
I need the part of me that watched Secret Wars
to forget it ever happened. Oh man.
You could put Love and Thunder there too.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Most definitely. So sticking with, and I think I've said this on the show a few times. I think Apple TV has quietly become what HBO used to be.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Like
especially for like this type of show.
Oh, they own sci-fi.
Yeah,
they outright own sci-fi, and it's not even close.
Like, I mean, I think HBO still has some really good shows that are like kind of set in the real world, like kind of speculative fiction kind of stuff. Like, like Industry's coming back in January, or Succession, which ended last year. Shows like that, they still have a lot of really great stuff. But Apple is killing it. These two shows, it's like a whole nother thing.
And it's funny you talk about like,
and For All Mankind,
what it means to be alive. Foundation is the same thing.
Yeah, because
the Cleons get to a point where the genetics are decaying from the original Cleon, and so what happens with the Cleons is they kill them off. Once Dusk gets to a certain age, he's essentially put into he gets vaporized.
Right.
And in the last season, that is what the eldest Dusk was gripping with. Like, he would walk by the room where he's supposed to be vaporized and ponder, like, how am I getting out of this? And people would ask him, like, hey, you're going to go through with this, right? And to the point where the guards have control over that situation, even though he is the emperor. If a Cleon tries to run away, a guard can kill him.
Right.
Day, who is always like, I guess you would say like the 40-year-old one, is the one that's always in charge. He doesn't even want to run the empire anymore. He is essentially a hippie. And the youngest, who looks like he's gonna, do his job, he's having thoughts of like, do I want this? Like, even though this is like my genetic destiny, can I just be somebody else? Can I govern a certain way? Do I have to follow this thing?
Right.
And I think and I don't know if this is intentional, but I think it's pretty cool that a lot of their shows wrestle with this theme. And I think this is a good segue into Pluribus. You saw all of Breaking Bad, correct?
Yes.
And he also did Better Call Saul?
Yes.
Is there any overlap in terms of theme within these shows?
Well, Better Call Saul is a spin-off from Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So those characters originated in Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So that's like a direct kind of overlap between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Severance is supposed to be a completely separate universe.
Oh, wait, no. I'm talking about.
Oh, I mean Pluribus. I mean that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Pluribus is supposed to be like a completely separate universe. I think they've dropped a couple of Easter eggs in it.
Yeah.
Because they both take place in Albuquerque, but they're not really related.
Okay.
At all.
What was your initial impression? Like, what did you think was going on when they started? Like, well, I think you do a really good job of table setting. Intro this show for us.
All right, so in the beginning of the show, there is these people who are listening for signals from space, like the SETI people looking for whatever, and they hear this signal, just like clearly not organic, not background, this clear signal. It's like I think they said it's a quaternary signal. It's a 4-channel signal. And they figure out at some point that it's a DNA sequence. And so because this is science fiction, because these are the kind of people who like find an alien pod open up and stick their face right in it, they decide they're going to try to create this DNA sequence. And so they start doing this, they start processing it, and they are injecting rats with it. And then again with the face pod people, one of the rats is like dying, so she takes all her protective stuff off to give the rat CPR, and the rat bites her, and now there's this infection. And so what this infection does is everybody who's infected by it makes them part of the same hive mind. So basically everybody, as this thing spreads, everybody is connected. They all have the same thoughts. They all have the same memories. They all basically have the same personality. And in the entire world, everybody's infected except for 13 people.
Yes.
And at the point that I'm at, they still don't know why. And those 13 people are all treating the situation all very differently.
Yeah. Some people are taking advantage of it.
There's the one guy in Paraguay who's just like isolating himself completely. I don't want nothing to do with anything. I'm going to eat dog food and whatever. There's a one guy who's just trying to have sex with everybody.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah. But, so it brings into this idea of, again, like, what is it? Like, are these people still alive, or are they just this hive mind and they're basically zombies being run by a hive mind? Like if you were infected, is Randell still in there, or is it just Randell's memories connected to the hive mind now?
And then it brings in the question of the greater good, right? Do you sacrifice your individuality so that society is better off, or the community is better off?
Right, because Zosha said at one point, right? She said, who's one of the spokesperson for the infected? She's like, we don't lock doors because there's no crime.
Yep. Everybody's
And
helpful. They're all working.
Everybody's helpful.
Goals.
Everybody knows how to do anything.
Yeah.
Like if you were injured and there was a helicopter there, like not only could I fly the helicopter to the hospital, but I could just I'm the best trauma surgeon there is as well.
Exactly.
So I could just take care of you. Like everybody knows how to do everything, and everybody knows basically everything that everybody knows, So it's really kind of weird. And so you have to think about too, like what is the purpose of this? Like what is the origin of this? So they know it came from space, right? What was it, 60 light years away or 600 light years away, or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, so if somebody sent this out, what would the purpose of it be?
Exactly.
Would it be to subdue another culture, to make them pacifists so you could come like take them over?
That makes sense.
Would it be,
think about that.
Would it be to make them pacifists so that they don't attack you?
It's a good thought.
Or is it just like, hey, this is the way we live and we want you to live like this too because we're happy?
Yeah.
Who knows? And was it even meant for us? Like if you're standing here and I'm standing in front of you and I shout at you, the people behind you hear me. Maybe it wasn't even meant for us, And
I guess the director's name is Shane Gilliam or Vince Gilliam.
Gilliam, yeah.
He did say ideally the show goes 3 seasons, possibly 4. I like that there's an end in sight, right? And we're not pulling Lost and we're just going to ride this thing on out as long as we can. And
I think so. Here's the difference, and here's what I've seen in a lot of these shows is, when Lost was on, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did, but even then they did like 10, 12 episodes a year, but it was like every year. So they did 6 seasons in 6 years. Shows today, it takes a year and a half to produce a season, so three seasons could take 6 years or 7 years.
Oh yeah. These shows are gone.
And these guys burn out on this stuff. So
it's been,
I think it's smart to have a kind of an end game, have a closed-ended story and then be like, someone else wants to play in this sandbox, they can, but I'm out.
How long has it been since For All Mankind? 2 years, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oof. Wow. You know what? You're right. Because I think about, have you watched Bel Air?
No.
It's actually pretty good. It's a really good reimagining of Fresh Prince. And I think...
Oh, really?
It's on Peacock. I would say, I guess it's like that. A Frank Miller grounded type of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And I think that took like a 2-year break and they're on their last season. Again, another story that has an end game in sight. Whether it be because of ratings.
The last episode of For All Mankind was January 12th, 2024.
Okay, not too bad. It just
2 years
feels
ago.
further along. It feels like it was longer. Maybe because we enjoyed it so much. There haven't been too many shows on Apple TV that I haven't, liked.
Did you watch that one with the one that Jason Momoa did?
No, C, right?
Yeah.
I actually did
Something
watch
like that.
it.
He's a blind guy, right?
And it was actually good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's essentially that it's like this post-apocalyptic, and if you have, I think there's like a nuclear blast, and society's evolved to where like, yeah, you're blind, but it's sort of like Daredevil, and those who see are considered outcasts. Like somehow they think like, no, something is wrong with you. I think you'd enjoy it. It's really good. I think that was one of like their first series that they came out with. but and it doesn't feel like, oh, this is our first attempt at a big budget series. It feels really well thought out and polished.
Yeah.
Well, there was another. Let's get back to Severance real quick.
Okay.
Let's get it on our record. What do you think is going on?
So I don't know. I have a couple of thoughts.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's like one of these deals where, excuse me, where like they're looking for a way to extend life or something, or they're looking for a way to, I don't know, to do. Because I mean, it could be a couple of things. It could be like, oh, they're just like coming up with a way so that we could do like top secret stuff, and that would be boring. I hope it's not that. I hope it's something more existential than that. I have so I've got a couple of like thoughts that haven't borne out yet, but I think like
I do know
I
the creators.
I really want to know what the goats are about, but I think there's more to Mark's story than we've been told at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know like he lost his wife, some kind of accident or something, and that's when he decided to go work for Lumen and do the severance thing, and he's probably like dealing with trauma, and I think probably a lot of people are like that who would do this. So from what I understand, like it's not limited to this company. Like there are other companies that are using this technology. It's not just Lumen. Even though Lumen developed it. Am I right about that? I think they said that. And there's people who are like protesting it. They think it should be legal.
Yes, there are people in the town that are protesting it.
So I know like Mark, like he has his reasons for wanting to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And his sister and brother-in-law, like they don't really understand it, but they're kind of okay with it. But there is, I think there's this real kind of like existential issue with it, with the idea that these people are like basically slaves.
I know
at least
creators,
the personality, so it's like the created part of it, like the new personalities that come out.
No, what I'm saying is the creator of the show said part of it is a commentary on like the modern like work schedule and
right,
employment,
which makes sense. Like you feel like you've not, like you feel like you don't leave work.
Yeah.
You feel like you're trapped in like your personal life becomes like secondary to your work life. I could definitely see that, in this. And this is like, oh, this is a way to deal with that by having them literally be separate.
How many episodes are you watching? Like how are you like plowing through this, or are you taking your time?
I'm trying to. I mean, I've been busy the last. Like I initially watched like I watched the first one, and then I watched like 2 and 3 back to back, and then I've been like kind of one a day in it when I can. They're just the right length for like me to watch on lunch. But and then I listen to the podcast. It's a really great podcast.
Okay.
With what's his name? The guy who plays Mark.
I don't know. I always just think of him as a Parks and Recreation guy.
Yeah. Can't even remember his name right now. I'm gonna look. Adam Scott. So with Adam Scott and Ben Stiller, who created the series and writes and directs it.
Yeah.
So where they go and they break down like all the episodes and stuff like that. Which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And they don't tip anything off.
No,
Ben Stiller's kind of like, he's funny. He'll be like, yeah, man, people are coming up to me all the time with these weird, wacky theories, and it's like this, and this, and he's like laughing at them. And you don't know if that means that they're right or wrong or whatever. But like, I want to know, like, I want to see like some of these people, like, I want to see some of their outies. Like, Especially like, okay, so like obviously we know Mark and we know Helly's outies, right? Like I want to see Dylan's outie. Like I bet Dylan is like he's like a psycho on the outside world. Like when like in this episode where he's like Mark was acting weird and he's like I bet you're drunk. What does your mouth taste like when you got off the elevator? It's like that sounds like the voice of experience right there.
I can't give it. I hope you have a lot of free time in the upcoming next week and you can watch as much as possible.
I think that so there's a couple of people who are not severed who work on that floor.
Mm-hmm.
They're like management employees, right? And there's Harmony, who's played by Patricia Arquette, and then Mr. Melichek, who's played by this guy Trammell Tillman, who's fantastic.
He's excellent.
He's really good.
I heard he was in Mission Impossible as well.
He keeps that expression on his face all the time with all the stuff going on around him.
Oh man, wait till you get to season 2 with that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I heard he's in the new Mission Impossible as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I don't remember him, but
wait, what's his name again? His full name?
Trammell Tillman. Trammell Tillman.
Yeah, look them up.
Oh, it was Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I don't remember him in that, but he's in the new Spider-Man movie too.
That cast is shaping up to be pretty good.
Brand New Day.
Yeah. Because I can't remember the name. The villain from Black Lightning, who plays Tombstone in Into the Spider-Verse, is also going to play Tombstone in this as well. And he's a pretty good, like one of the few rapper turned actors that are actually good.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm interested to see if there is like crossover or it just worked out that they want Tombstone, so let's just use a guy that's voicing him. What I was going to say, yeah. So he that's the guy Trammell Tillman. He's a really good actor, and what he does in season 2 is just awesome. What else have you been watching?
What else have I been watching? Well, I watched the new season of The Diplomat. I finished that.
Wait, that's on Netflix, right?
That's on Netflix.
Okay.
And I'm watching the new season of Landman just started, so I'm watching that.
Okay, so I'm in that universe. I'm watching Tulsa King.
Okay.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah?
Because I started season 1, then I got rid of Paramount Plus, and I got it back. So I've been watching it. So I'm happy with it. Sylvester Stallone's not doing a bad job. And
trying to think what else I'm watching. Those are kind of the main ones right now.
Okay.
You know, just like I said, like working my way through Severance now, having discovered that.
I'm really glad that you got on the Severance. Like, really makes me happy. I was trying to think, like, I've been looking for something to watch, and because we haven't had a show that we both watch at the same time.
Right.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything coming down the pike, but I really don't see too much. What is that season 2 of? What was that samurai show you were watching?
Of what?
Was there like a samurai show you were watching? Season 2 coming around anytime soon?
Oh, of I don't think it's going to be soon.
Was it Shinobi?
Shogun.
Shogun. Okay. I called it Shinobi like I'm playing Super Nintendo.
Yeah. They haven't even started production on that. So,
what's Landman about?
All right, so Landman is it's another one of these Taylor Sheridan shows, and it's about the main character is Billy Bob Thornton plays this guy Tommy. I forget what his last name is, but he is so a landman is like a guy who like when an oil company is drilling for oil, like they have to like his job is like he goes out and like manages the properties because they'll come out, they'll lease properties from different people and drill on their properties and stuff like that. So he's basically a fixer for an oil company.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to put it. But it's also about his very complicated personal life.
Okay. So this is a real job. Like
being a landman is a real job. Like people go to college for this stuff.
Oh wow.
Like this is an actual legit job. This is obviously like kind of a fictionalized old school version of it, but
yep.
But like I said, he's basically a fixer for an oil company, for like a mid-level oil company.
Okay.
And it's got a really, really tremendous cast in it. Demi Moore's in it. She plays So the owner of the oil company is played by John Hamm in the first season. He dies at the end of the first season.
Okay.
And so his wife, Cammie, who's played by Demi Moore, takes over as the owner. She's now the owner of the oil company, and Tommy works for her. They make him president. She makes him president of the company, and she's ownership. But Andy Garcia's in it.
Dang.
He plays this this cartel, like this really like refined cartel businessman kind of thing, like who's like trying to like take the like cartel money and make it legit deal.
There's always a guy like that.
Always a guy like that, but he's so good in it. Like I love Andy Garcia, but he's really good in this. And then there's just like a bunch of other people that, like, if you saw them, like you would say, "Oh, I saw that guy in that thing."
Yeah.
A lot of guys who like been in Taylor Sheridan shows before, but
now he's leaving Paramount, right?
Yeah. So he signed a new deal, I think, with Universal.
Okay.
So he will be leaving Paramount. He had a development deal with Paramount, and he's made, a ton of shows.
Yeah.
And
pretty much started with Yellowstone, right?
Yellowstone and all of its various spinoffs.
And now, do you know why he's leaving?
No, why does anybody
So
leave?
It's essentially more money.
Yeah. I think it has more to do with the fact that Paramount was probably trying to rein him in a little bit. His shows are hugely expensive.
Okay.
And he was coming to the end of his deal, and apparently, according to some reports, I think Hollywood Reporter said this, they didn't offer to renew his deal.
Oh, wow.
So, and don't forget, there's a big shakeup over at Paramount. They just got bought out. And
can we talk about that for a second?
Okay.
In what world this? I'm pretty sure they're going to get WBD. Isn't this like the whole point of antitrust stuff? Like, I don't see how you can allow this company to get that much bigger than it already is as a media rights company or media company.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's, it's still got to go obviously through government regulations. Obviously, given the state of the government right now, that's I don't know how challenging. And in a normal world, the idea
this one have a snowball's chance.
The idea of either Netflix or Paramount buying Warner Brothers would probably be off the table, or at least would face really, really stiff regulatory pushback, and there'd probably be a lot of divestment, and there'd probably be they'd have to restructure whatever. Who knows what that's going to look like now? I can't even, honestly say that I know what that would look like now.
Like, and how much does the Saudi investment fund get to just buy up of American companies? Did you see that EA deal? They're purchasing 95% of the company.
Who is?
The Saudi investment fund.
Oh,
That's led the Saudi investment group that's led by Jared Kushner.
yeah, that's funny, huh?
Like this is insane.
Yeah.
I know that they have all this oil money, but is it that unlimited?
Yeah, pretty much.
Buddy, I don't know. I just liked it better when American companies owned American things, but
yeah,
different times.
I liked it better when movie studio, like, the primary concern about movie studios was making movies and art and putting, you want to make a profit, but not at the expense of, the art that you put and the films that you're putting out. There needs to be a balance there. Now it's all about the money.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a good film and tank it, or put it in a vault somewhere because we can make more money off the insurance, or let's tank this film because we could write it off.
Yep.
We could write it off, and if it's popular, it'll dig into this other franchise that we have. Yeah, it's just like, come on, man.
Just make something good.
I don't know. It's going to be like a lot of things. There's going to be like 4 players,
Yep.
And they're going to be the ones making everything and then deciding what we watch. And it's going to be billion-dollar franchises, rehashes of old IP, remakes. I mean, it's like this Moana movie.
Oh, I texted you about that. So that trailer came out.
It's like, who's asking for this other than The Rock?
Essentially.
But it's like Moana 2 just came out.
Yep. Like what? Last Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah. When did Moana come out?
Dash is 10. So maybe 10 years ago. Maybe less than that.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Dash was 1.
Not even 10 years ago. Fine. They did a live action remake of Beauty and the Beast. That movie's 30 years old.
Exactly. I remember listening to Star 99.9 and playing that Peebo Bryson version of the song on the radio. This is nuts. It's nuts. And then if you're Paramount, like, how much do you need to own? Like, is this necessary?
Well, so here's the problem. We've talked about this before. Is like, nobody has still cracked the nut on streaming, and you know what I'm saying. It's like the revenue, the idea of making money by making movies and television, I think, has reached its peak, and now it's on the way down. And so these companies are scrambling for, the old model that worked for decades doesn't work anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Back in the day when you and I were young, when you and I was kids, pre-internet, pre-streaming, right? A company, Paramount, who owns CBS, would say, okay, we're going to make a TV show and we're going to make, 20 episodes a year, and we're going to pay X amount of, it's going to cost us X amount of money, and then we're going to put it on our TV, and we're going to tell you when to watch it, and we're going to sell advertising. You're going to watch the ads that we put in it, and everybody's going to make money. And then we're going to make movies, and we're going to put these movies out, and everybody's going to, come to the theater and watch it, because otherwise they won't be able to see it for 3 years.
Yep.
And like those days are over. Right now, people are looking at a movie, and unless a movie is, and the theaters are just as much to blame, right? Because they're gouging everybody. So it's like it used to be where, okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's a expensive date, right? I'm gonna go. 2 people, we're gonna go, and we're gonna spend $25, $30, and we're gonna go to this movie. But people were respectful in the movie theater.
Yep.
Kept their mouths shut.
There wasn't
and they watched the movie, and then if you didn't see it when it was in its theatrical run, or in some cheap theater in its second run, then you had to wait a year or two until it's a crappy version of it showed up on TV or something, or you could pay for DVD or whatever. And now it's like, well, this movie's coming out. Do I really? It's $40. I have to sit through 25 minutes of ads.
Nicole Kidman.
I'm never so happy to see Nicole Kidman, because that means the movie's coming.
Oh man.
So not only do so now I have to pay big money for the privilege of sitting in your theater and watching you show me ads for 25 minutes. And I'm not talking about trailers. I'm talking about ads.
In a Bobblepedic recliner seat.
Everybody knows what a Bobblepeda is, okay? And then the guy's talking behind me. The guy in front of me is on his phone. This guy's taking a phone call over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this thing's going to be, you know what? I can watch this thing in the comfort of my living room in a month.
Yep. Pause it, rewind.
Where I have a kitchen and a pause button. And only people I like in the room.
Exactly.
So unless that movie is going to be a big spectacle, it's like something that I really need to see this on a big screen with big sound and in a room with people, I could wait. I could wait the month or 2 months.
Like, I think the next time you get me in the theaters, Spider-Man, Doomsday, Supergirl, maybe. That's maybe. Because I'm not sure how I felt about her showing up drunk.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
No. And that is literally about it. Nothing excites me. Like, I'm looking at all these trailers for these holiday movies, and I'm just like,
Yeah, like they went out, like the girls went out, my wife and the girls went out to see Wicked. And they're like, do you want to come? And I'm like, you know what? I can wait for it to be on HBO.
Yep.
I waited for the first one. I waited for the first one to be on HBO, so I can wait for the second one to be on HBO.
And it's funny because Jahira's not into this the way we are. She's like, yep, it's done. I said, oh, no. It made too much money. They'll find a way. And then Dash comes in the room. Hey, this is a 4-book series. And then across my ticker, NBC Universal exploring how to expand the Wicked cinematic universe. I said, there you go. You'll get more. It made way too much. It made enough money.
So I'm looking at the now playing, right? So
yep.
In the AMC. So Zootopia 2. I hear it's really good, but it ain't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked we just talked about. Now You See Me. I know my wife wants to see that, so maybe we'll go see that.
I'll wait.
Kind of thing.
I like the franchise.
I would wait, but yeah. Running Man I really wanted to see, but I've heard it's really bad, so I'll wait. Predator Badlands I want to see, but my wife's not going to want to see it, so I'm waiting for that. And then a bunch of movies that I've never even heard of.
And what's coming?
And then let's see what's coming soon. Stranger Things finale. I'll watch that on TV. Five Nights at Freddy's. No. Avatar. Maybe they'll get me out for Avatar.
Ella McKay, Silent Night, Anaconda. I'm not going to see Anaconda. No.
But then it's like SpongeBob. No. Wedding Crashers 20th anniversary. No.
Nope.
Dust Bunny. I don't even know what that is.
Something with Sydney Sweeney.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Song Sung Blue. What the heck is that?
I don't know. Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Maybe, but my wife won't want to see that, so no. I really love Kill Bill.
Song Sung Bill is two down on their luck performers form a Neil Diamond tribute band. No, thank you. No, thank you. What are we doing?
Anaconda. Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Nope. Yeah, so there's really nothing that's like getting me going. I need to go see this now. You know, and it's just like everything is just a rehash of old IP, or let's make a new version of it. Let's remake it. Let's do this, do that. It's like, I don't know the last time I saw something that was really and truly
good.
Original.
Let
me look at my Letterboxd because I keep track of the movies I watch.
It's Jonathan Major's fault. He was supposed to be the next American superstar.
Let's see, a new poster.
January doesn't look good either.
I mean, I think House of Dynamite wasn't bad, but it was a TV movie, so.
Well, you know what? Highest to Lowest was on Apple TV, and that wasn't bad.
What was?
Highest to Lowest?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, no. Jeffrey Wright and Denzel Washington, and I'll leave it at that.
Jeffrey Wright and who? And Denzel Washington?
Yes, sir.
What about highest to lowest? Okay. Music modal targeted by a ransom plot. Okay, I could see me liking that.
It's like classic Spike Lee love letter to New York Denzel affair.
Is it a Spike Lee movie?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, then it won't get a Best Picture or Best Director nomination.
But it's really good though. Like, I think I knocked it out in one sitting. Denzel's typical Denzel, but bit of a villain's not the word. He's a guy you kind of want to see get his comeuppance a little bit. I'll say that's the best way to say it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, not a bad guy, but just like, you're kind of a jerk.
He does that pretty well.
Yeah, does very, very well. But it was a good one.
I mean, that's the thing about Denzel. Like, he's not afraid. He's not one of these guys who's afraid to play an unlikable character.
Yeah.
And even though like sometimes like he plays them, but they're still like supposed to be the person you're sympathetic for. Sometimes not.
Oh, I wasn't in this one.
No, which is fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what was that like? I would say it was like that in Red Dead Redemption. I remember people I would tell people talking about, Arthur Morgan, I feel so bad for it. And I'm like, the guy literally says a line in the game, we are criminals, we murder people, don't ever feel bad for me. And I'm just looking at all these fans writing like, I feel bad for him. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, y'all really don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? 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 think we need to go back to making kids read like plays. You know, in school you'd have to read plays.
Absolutely.
And break things down and plot and narrative and setting and
You know how much Shakespeare I read in school?
yeah, like it taught you something, like how to identify things.
I still can quote a lot of it.
Oh, I can't. I can quote like Chaucer and some of them other dudes.
You can quote Chaucer.
Yeah, I think I have a piece of a poem tattooed on me. I think it's from him. Who was it that wrote?
You have a Chaucer tattoo?
Is it? I don't think it's Chaucer. Let me see. Oh no! Death Be Not Proud by John Gunther. It really stuck with me.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I loved high school English. Like I was one of those kids that like whatever books the teacher gave me, I would just like demolish them and be like, "What do you got next for me?" Actually came in handy. Teacher tried to, then like another teacher, like I wrote a paper and tried to say I plagiarized, and she was like, "Oh, I don't think you write that well." And I'm like, "Are you trying to question my intelligence?" And I like had a conversation with the English teacher, and he went and spoke on my behalf. He'd be like, "I give this kid a book on Monday, and it's done by Wednesday. Now he can read and he can write really well."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was back to these movies. I'm looking at what's coming, and none of this stuff really interests me.
No, it doesn't.
And you know what's sad? Video games are kind of falling into that space too. I got the new Battlefield, and this story is told in the most ridiculous way possible.
Really?
So they 6, I guess, Navy SEALs, they break into this CIA director's home and they're interrogating her because they think she's sold out America to this, what are we calling them now? Paramilitary group that's replacing NATO.
Uh-huh.
And they'll be like, yeah, well, this wouldn't have happened if you didn't call in that airstrike you did in New York. And then it flashes back to, you know, the incident in New York, and you have to play through that. And then when you finish, it goes back to her house, and they're still having a conversation like, yeah, but because of that thing in New York, this happened in Afghanistan. And then they flash back to what happened in Afghanistan. So mind you, the entire game, they're just talking in her house and bringing up incidents that happened in the past. Right. And when they'll talk about an incident in the past, you have to play it. And I'm like, okay, but you haven't progressed the story forward, so I even know why we're here. And so you play all the missions. They're still in her house talking, and they're like, well, through all of that, we concluded that you set up the United States, and now I know what to do. And he shoots her in the head, and that ends the game. Mind you, you've played these missions, and I hate stories like that. Like, I can see where sometimes it's a cool plot device.
Right.
But a story of just flashbacks and nothing changes. Like, you've showed the part where you've played the mission where you took out the paramilitary group, but the woman has already said in one conversation, like, this goes deeper than me. We had to create a enemy for the U.S. to unite us. So by killing you, I still need to figure out who else helped with this plot, and you never get to do that. And I was just like, I can't believe I spent $70 on this. Yeah. I'm really upset.
And you know, the thing is, you know, the last one, 2042, was not well received at all.
No, it wasn't.
It was not a good game. And they really needed to do everything right with this.
So here's the thing. From everything I've read, people love the multiplayer. Like, it's outselling Call of Duty for once. But
people are getting tired of Call of Duty.
So here's the thing. It's people getting tired of Call of Duty, and Microsoft for the past 2 years. The game is annual, but what they do is they switch up the development team. So Treyarch will do Black Ops 1 year.
Right.
And then Infinity Ward will do the mainline Call of Duty the next year, give them some of a break.
Yeah.
They haven't done that the past 4 years. Treyarch went 2 years in a row. Infinity Ward went 2 years in a row. In both games, the second one in each of the series, were extremely watered down, reused assets. And people are like, maybe this acquisition wasn't such a good thing because you're just price gouging at this point. And then did you see the report? I guess Microsoft leadership has given Xbox like some really high profit margin that they probably, I guess the only way they're making it is because they're raising the prices.
Right.
So it's almost like maybe they shouldn't have. I kind of wish that acquisition didn't go through, because now you're just laying people off left and right and not putting out a great product. But even Sony, like, they haven't put out a AAA killer game like their big thing is these 20, 30-hour campaign games, which are great, but they haven't dropped one in. Well, they did. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, they dropped Ghost of Yotai recently, but there was a bit of a drought. Usually you get one a year from them. And prior to Ghost of Yotai, I think the last one was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. It's almost like the gaming market has become so fragmented.
Mm-hmm.
And like it used to be that what you could expect from a game. And, and yeah, I mean, so was it a problem that there were games that were like platform specific? Yeah. But I don't think in making like these platform agnostic games that you can, play on anything, it's like, I don't think they've gotten any better.
No.
Because the one thing is like, if you are building a game for your console, like you have the ability to take advantage of every little piece of that.
Yep.
You know what the architecture is, what it's capable of, like you can really get nerdy and tweak your game for your particular hardware. But now when you've got to be able to play it on Xbox and PS5 and Steam and
the Xbox One, the PS4
PC,
still.
It's like mediocre. It's like, the least common denominator.
And that would always be my argument, because people be like, oh, that one Xbox Series S is holding back, these other games, because, that multi-platform argument. And I would always point to Forza Horizon 6. And I'd like, Forza Horizon 5, I'm like, you can run that game on the Series S and it still looks phenomenal. But it's because they're only making that game for the Series S and the Series X.
Right.
And at least right now, they're smart enough to know that, hey, we're doing this multi-platform thing, but the game will come out on Xbox first, and then we'll port it over once we've finished.
Right. And if we have to, and see, that's the way to do it. Like if you put your flagship product out there on your flagship console, and if other, once the shine wears off the apple a little bit, then you make it available in maybe a lesser version.
Yep.
Somewhere else. But if you want the, the premium version, and Sony should do the same thing. Like, oh, you want to play whatever Spider-Man or whatever exclusive game we have, eventually it'll be available everywhere. But if you want the real primo version of it,
you got to come over here.
You got to come here.
And I think that's going to happen because they're already doing it on PC. You got to wait like a year, 18 months, but it ends up there. And I don't know, it's just, I think across the board, like movies, film, video games, just the lack of creativity right now. Except Nintendo.
because they're afraid to take chances.
Yeah.
They're afraid to say, okay, well, let's go out. We're going to spend. And that part of the problem is everything's so damn expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, a cheap movie now is, I mean, other than like a straight like indie film,
Yeah.
but like even a cheap movie budget is, $100 million,
Yeesh.
and you're going to go out and spend that money on an unknown. Oh, this is a first time filmmaker with an unknown story and a new franchise, or we could just spend that money on another Expendables film, get Stallone and Statham back in here.
Oh, man. I think he needs to stick to Tulsa King where he doesn't have to do much physical acting.
Have you seen the last Expendables movie? He was dead half of it.
Jeez.
I mean, it's basically Statham's franchise now.
Oh, anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I think we're good, man.
All right. We will be back soon because I want to hear how Mike is doing with Severance.
Yeah. Hopefully we get at least one more in before the end of the year.
Oh, no, we definitely will. I got some time off around the Christmas break. So I can be available. I'll be available.
All right.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to catch some sleep.
There you go. I'm not far behind you.
Have an autistic child who now thinks he's Jewish and wakes up singing Hanukkah songs.
Hanukkah songs or the Hanukkah song?
No, not so. He has what they call Gestalt language processing, where he'll watch the same show 200 to 300 times. I'm not joking. And he will learn it frontwards, backwards, upside down, and then from there breaks down the words and phrases in the show and sees how you apply it to real life. So, like, that's how he learns to talk.
Okay.
So he has been watching nothing but like Sesame Street episodes about Hanukkah. Anything on PBS Kids that has to do with Hanukkah, he is consuming it right now. So like today we brought him to school and he walks up to everybody, "Happy Hanukkah, my friends. Are we having latke cakes?" And I'm like, what in the hell? And yesterday he's like, I need a dreidel. I need a dreidel for the 8 nights. And we have to, his therapist, his speech therapist says we have to indulge it. So we got to find the dreidel and latke cakes.
All right.
Yeah. Which is.
So if you make it to Passover.
And then the funny thing is, all October he was watching Once Upon a Sesame Street. So there was Christmas stuff up. He was walking around the house in a Christmas hat and singing Christmas songs because in his mind it was Christmas in October.
Nice.
Fun times. So I'm not sure what's next. Hopefully it's something easy.
Kwanzaa's coming.
Gotta get some lights. All right, folks, stay safe. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.